Hello and welcome to the mill. I am your host, Dusty Crane. As you can tell, I've got the Santa hat on because Christmas is just in a few days. Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a happy holiday. If you get gifts or give gifts, I hope you have something Stonemeyer under the tree or to hand out to friends or family, or just get to enjoy these games that we love. Let's start with the news, all right? The first news I have for you is if you didn't get the metal mechs or you didn't get enough of the metal mechs, they are coming back. They will be back next year in the third or fourth quarter. I know that was a concern for many, and now you don't have to pay those crazy eBay scalper prices, so that's good news. The second bit of news I have is Rodney has gone ahead and put his Wingspan how-to video up, and it is available, and it's great. We should expect nothing else from Rodney. So if you want to check out how to play Wingspan, I don't even have to toss a link in the video. You know exactly where to go and look for it. Rodney Smith, how to play or watch it played, Wingspan. Let's try that one again. All right, if you didn't already see it, yeah, I think I'm gonna start with that. Okay. If you didn't already see it, Rodney has made his tutorial for how to play Wingspan available, so you can go ahead and check out his YouTube channel and find out if the game is for you. He did a great job, which should surprise absolutely nobody. Blah. I asked the community last week how I could talk about Charterstone, because it is a game that I have, that I enjoy, that I don't get to talk about because of the nature of the game. And so I put that question out, how do I talk about it? And the answer that came back to me was, how do I talk somebody who maybe not is into board gaming as I am, or may not want to do something complicated? How would I talk to them about Charterstone? How would I convince them? So I'm going to shift gears a little bit. I am going to talk to the non-board gaming person a little bit about Charterstone. So let me begin. Hello, you have been asked to play this game right here, Charterstone. What is Charterstone? Charterstone is a worker placement, legacy, campaign game with a branching narrative. That's a whole lot of word salad, so I'm going to break it down for you. Worker placement is a type of game where you have a certain number of workers. When it's your turn, you can place them in different places to gain resources or goods, or to perform some kind of action. All right, Charterstone is a legacy game. Now, what is a legacy game? A legacy game is a game that you are going to change in a way that is irreversible. You're going to apply stickers to the game board. You're going to write on it with Sharpie markers. You're going to actually become like the mayor or the person who's watching over a certain charter in this particular town. All right, the third thing I mentioned is Charterstone is a campaign game. What that means is you're not just sitting down for one game and applying stickers for one game and that's the end of it. It is a kind of a long-term commitment. It's 12 games, which you're not going to do all at one time. That would be a monster commitment. But over the course of these 12 games, multiple play sessions, you are going to take this charter from a relatively small, simple little village or world and expand it. What is the branching narrative piece? I mentioned that Charterstone has a branching narrative. There's a story that is told throughout this game, and based on the decisions you make, you are either going to make a fictional character called the Forever King happy, or you're going to make him angry. And there's going to be consequences to both actions. You may get a boon, or there may be something that makes future games harder, or, costs you victory points. I don't know exactly, because in my game, we've tried to make the Forever King happy. I'm going to have to do something other than explain word salad to you. So, what, you ask, might make you interested in Charterstone? I'm going to start with something a little silly. I'm going to start with metal coins. Now, metal coins aren't exactly exciting. We have jars full of them, pockets full of them. But in board game land, if you've ever played Monopoly, you've played with paper money, and maybe you've played a game that has cardboard coins, and it's just not the same. The metal coins in Charterstone have a really nice weight to them. They're fun to just hold or to kind of fidget with while you're playing the game. Now, metal coins, what can you do with them? Well, you pay for things, but another thing you do is, how do you feel about lottery scratch-off tickets? There are cards in this game that actually have that kind of scratch-off material on them, and when I'd mentioned making the Forever King happy or angry, you are going to follow the rules of the game, but you're also going to have an objective called a guidepost, and it's going to kind of give you an idea of what the Forever King would like you to do. Maybe he wants you to open so many boxes, and I'll get to that in a minute, or maybe he wants you to do something particular in your charter. Your decision whether or not to honor his wishes are going to determine whether or not he's angry or happy, and you're going to find out what that is by scratching that off at the end of the game. It's going to remain hidden to you. Mystery, intrigue. That sounds good, right? How do you feel about Christmas or opening presents on your birthday? Do you like opening boxes and finding something new? That is a core mechanic in Charterstone. You see, you open crates as a part of this game. These are, for story purposes, something that the Forever King has bestowed upon you. In some cases, you just get more cards out of this big box called the Index. You get new stickers, a new building, or you can get something called a persona, and that's a little bit of a spoiler, but this is going to help me with my next point. You get to open make-believe boxes, but in some cases, when you go open one of these cards, it says open box A or open box 1, and there's actually boxes, sealed boxes inside Charterstone that you can open, and there's something new in there that for a moment only you will know about. Maybe it introduces a new rule or a new mechanic to the game. That's another bonus. You don't need to know everything all at once. This was kind of one of my talking points too. I'm just going to get to it now. Kind of segued in naturally. You don't need to know all the rules. You might be thinking, I don't want to get into a big complicated game. I don't like hard to learn games that have 100 different rules. Well, Charterstone's not like that. It starts with a very simple base set of rules, and as you play game after game after game, you introduce new rules, you introduce new ideas or new things to do. I tried to think of something that's easier to explain than using board game parlance. So I came up with, like, let's say game 1, we teach you how to walk. In game 2, you walk and you run. In game 3, you do both of those things, but we hand you a ball. In game 4, we tell you, do all of those things, but also throw that ball up in the air from time to time. Game 5, we say, all right, you walk, you run, you hold the ball, you throw the ball up in the air, you also throw it at a big wooden rectangle on the wall. And by the end of the game, or by the end of the campaign, you're actually playing basketball. We didn't just, shove you into the game and hand you the ball and say, get at it, champ. We walked you step by step through these games, and Charterstone works a lot that same way too, where you don't have to know everything right out the bat. In fact, the rule book is kind of neat because you have, here's one rule you need to know, and then here's another rule way down here, and there's a whole lot of blank space between this rule, and that's because there's stickers that apply. And as the game gets more complicated, as you learn more things or unlock more things, you add those stickers to the rule book so that at the beginning of the game, your rule book has a lot of empty space, and at the end of the campaign, you have all those pages filled with the decisions you've made and the new rules, so that after that 12 games, your board looks unlike anyone else's, and you can still play the game beyond game 12. And you have this rule book that you made with the story that you made happen, because that's where the branching narratives comes in. When you make the Forever King happy, or you make the Forever King sad, you get a different card. If you made him happy, you get some card reward at the end, and maybe a few other things to unlock. And if you made him angry, you get a different guidepost and a different card and a different sticker that tells what happened with him being happy or sad. So at the end, your campaign book or your rule book also has the story that you guys have collectively told together. Now, I asked you how you felt about Christmas and opening presents and metal coins and lottery scratchers. How do you feel about Halloween? I mentioned that thing called personas. And personas are something that you unlock, but think of it as a Halloween costume. Just as an example, I'll say, what if there's a firefighter persona? The personas give you a special ability that is only for you to use in the game. So if you were a firefighter, maybe if anybody lights a fire, you get a coin and a victory point. Just like any game, it usually works out that whoever has the most points wins. So maybe your persona is really good for this game, and maybe the Forever King wanted you guys to bring light to the kingdom. If you are lighting a bunch of fires, or the other team is lighting a bunch of fires, the other players, that could work out really good for you in the terms of victory points and coins. Now that's just an example. There's not actually a firefighter persona in there, at least not that I'm aware of, but I'm not all the way through the game either. The final point that I wanted to make about Charterstone is time. The game box says that a game lasts about 60 minutes, and I mentioned that the campaign is 12 games. So if we go just by the box, this is a 12-hour campaign. Now, 12 hours is a lot of time to spend with somebody, but 12 hours is a lot of time to spend with somebody. This is a commitment that the person who's asking you to play this game wants to spend this time with you. We think about it during the holidays, but we should think about it all the time, and maybe you do, but time is the most valuable resource that we have. The fact that this person wants to spend this time with you is no small gift in and of itself. When I bought this game with the idea in mind of playing this with my kids. I have 3 kids. I thought, there's all these stories. There's another Legacy game called Pandemic Legacy, and I thought that was too hard for them, but you see people posting these shadow boxes where they put their finished game boards and some of the cards that they've encountered, and I just thought it was a really cool idea because it really kind of presents the time that was spent together in such a way that I thought, I would love to do something like this with my kids, but that game is not for us. I don't think that they would enjoy that, but Charterstone, maybe you've seen the art by now. It's cutesy without being like too cartoony or presented in such a fashion where maybe you don't take it seriously. It just has a kind of a welcoming feel to it, and I thought, you know, this would be a great Legacy game that I can spend with my kids, and we can play this game, and we change the board in such a way that it's uniquely ours, and we've written our silly charter names on there, and we've named our village, and maybe at the end I'll put together a shadow box too, but you know, they're getting older and they're not always going to be available to play these games with. So this time that I spend with them playing these games means a lot to me, and I think one day it will mean a lot to them too. So the fact that you have this game that is representative of the time you spent together, I think is a pretty special aspect of Legacy games in general, but Charterstone in particular for me. I think it's pretty cool that you have somebody that wants to spend a significant chunk of time with you. That is all I have prepared for you this week. I hope you guys have a great holiday if you celebrate. I hope you have some downtime to play some games this weekend or next week, and that's all I have for you. You guys take it easy. I'll see you next week. Bye. Yes, it's another week where I'm going to mention Wingspan. Rodney made that video available to us, so if you want to know how it's played and you weren't able to pick that up from the rules PDF that Jamie made available, just head over. Ugh, gosh, that was a stumble the whole time. That is not a part of the show at all. Last week I put out a call to the folks on the video. Oh, gosh. This is going to be... I need to just calm down, yeah. Just chill. Go to my Zen place. Okay. Charterstone is a worker placement Legacy campaign game with branching narrative. Legacy worker placement campaign game with branching narrative. I got something in my eye. You're not necessarily going to know which one of those decisions.
Well, I think the camera wants to stop for a second.
Scythe comes. Scythe. God dang it. I am just a disaster here. All right. This is a disaster. All right.
Get it together.
Thank you. It is a... Go ahead and stop it.